If you're actively in the job market, or you just really want to know how to maneuver around the whole payslip discussion, this video is for you. It's not a really sexy topic that I'm delving into, but you can always save this for later, for when you are active in the market or you get an opportunity. So in this particular video, there's a gentleman that is being interviewed by Bonnie, and she's asking, why do you as a recruiter ask for payslips? This gentleman, I mean, you can obviously click here to get a bit more context, but I can quickly summarize it for you. He talks about companies don't want to find themselves in a position of tripling your salary. I want to say, by law, you don't have to share your salary, but further contradicts himself, saying, but you're not sharing your salary is unfair to the business as well as the board, and they don't want to find themselves in a position where they offer you an astronomical increase. And you also have to be realistic in terms of you either being overpaid or underpaid. And then he goes on to just share an absolutely amazing hack, which is using a recruitment agency. Anybody who's really good at negotiating knows whoever puts the number down first loses. Guys, interview processes are rigorous and they do take up a lot of your time, and if you're not actively in the market, it is tedious for you to go through a lengthy interview process only to find out that these people are paying peanuts. So to save yourself, whenever a recruiter, whether internal or external, asks, what's your pay slip? The first thing you have to ask is, hey, I just want to know, what is the range for this role so that I don't have to waste your time? Firstly, it shows that you're serious and you know what you're looking for. But secondly, it puts them in a position where they disclose the number first. And this is my theory. Whether you're paying me 100 Rand or whether you're paying me 1,000 Rand for a particular position, the stress is the same. I'm taking 1,000, baby. So I need to know what the scope requires. When they ask you, what's your salary expectation? I always say, focus on what does this role entail? What does this role entail? And in that, I will be able to understand how much of my time and resources I need to dedicate for this particular position. I'm going to delve into some of the very ethical reasons, and very heavy on the ethical reasons why we ask for payslips. Number one is fraud prevention. Some people, overinflate their resumes and overinflate their, skill sets. So it kind of gives us a good idea in terms of where you are in your career. It does not necessarily say that I will use that to benchmark where you're at. I just want to make sure that what you're saying in your resume reflects with what I will be, checking your CV, because as you know, we also ask for references and sometimes people put forward their friends. And we want to comply with the necessary pay scales. There are a lot of platforms that ask for salary ranges and inputs. As organizations, each organization, I'd like to think, but not every, has a payment grade. And they want to also ensure that throughout the year, they're remaining financially relative, because if other organizations, their developers are sitting at this particular range and all your developers are sitting here, you're starting to pick up a trend in the market. So I go back to the hiring managers to say, hey guys, look, I've been in the market. I have undeniable proof to say we're not getting a candidate because your budget is 60,000 and these people are earning 90. We now need to reflect and look within our organization to fix those things. It also enables us to negotiate fairly. I know women predominantly in the workspace tend to undervalue themselves. So I am then able to be put in a position as a recruiter to say, no, yes, you're earning however much, but you are also getting a work from home allowance. These are also the other things that you're considering, your bonuses. Let me tell you guys, people don't know how to read their pay slips well. So in one of my previous organizations, we would have a formal 2-pager where we delve into a person's pay slip. We write how much they're currently earning, what their bonuses are, if there's any allowances, if they're due for an increase, and if so, how much, so that we take all those things as an aggregate and actually work it out to benefit you. It's really astronomical titles for very low positions. It gives us an indication to say, oh, okay, no, they're calling you, this is a great one. They're calling you a business development expert, but really you're a sales rep, right? So, people who focus on business development are sitting at a much higher quadrant than somebody who's a sales exec or a call center agent from a monetary standpoint. So some organizations tend to give incorrect job titles, and it just helps us ensure that we're getting the right skilled professional. Remember, interviewers only literally have an hour to get to know you better. So we need to use other vehicles and other modems to ensure that we're actually hiring a quality candidate. And these are just some of the things that we do use. And remember, some, not all, some of the things that we use to verify that you're well within range and the expertise that we're looking for. And then lastly, we just use it to verify your salary history to say, oh, okay, fine, this is where you are. This person said this is what they're earning, and it aligns with our expectations. For me, a company that forces to request your salary without giving you the range of the role is so dangerous. Don't forget that time is currency in itself. So I'm going to waste quite a lot of time going through a rigorous interview process, preparing. Some organizations even have assessments. So those are really time-consuming tasks. Imagine I'm earning 50,000. I'm going through this rigorous interview process only for you guys to offer me 30,000 at the end of it. That is crazy business. It is very imperative that you have that honest conversation before you even start the interview process, because you save yourself a lot of time. I, for one, like doing interviews just for the sake of it, and that's because the industry that I'm from. But you need to value your time. So you say, listen, sorry, just before we continue with the call, can I just establish what is the range? It'll save you a lot of time, and it also just tells you a lot about the culture of the organization. It's known fact, guys, the gender inequality gap will take 134 years to close. That already tells you the big risk in why companies request for your salary, because they want to keep you oppressed. But I'm not going to go into that. That's what it is, right? Some of my concerns, right, when it comes to asking for the payslip, it fuels bias. It breaches on your privacy. It's not reflective of the market value, and it's also not reflective of your value. What you're currently earning now is based on your current organization's budget, but you're forgetting that every year you're gaining 1 year's experience, and they're not compensating you for that 1 year extra that you have, because you got in as a junior and now you've spent 3 years, the company's not promoting you, and your salary does not reflect the experience and the years that you have. I don't like asking people their salary. I like asking them, I firstly engage in a dialogue, and I say, what would the next step look like for you in terms of position, in terms of what you would ideally like to earn versus how much you're earning, right? So the whole issue of tripling your salary, for me personally, is just, I don't stand by it, because I've been in positions where I've tripled, sometimes even taken a particular person's salary up by 10 times. And just to close this off, I have 30 seconds. I'm going to talk about the hack that he spoke of, which is using a recruitment agency. Guys, the more the agency places you for, the more they win. So I definitely advocate with him on that, to say using an agency will literally benefit you, because they know the industry average. They have both your interest as well as the employer's best interest. So if you can, try avoid going directly to the company. And that's it from me. Bye.